they want, and with nobody intervene. Well, thank God we're in a new era, new time in history, and that is no longer the case that you have to stay just because you marry somebody and put up with being mistreated, okay, or abused, all right, or emotionally and mentally broke down. I think back to some of these high profile cases in the news. There was one years ago with a doctor in New York. I think his name was Joel Nussbaum, and the wife's name was Hedda Nussbaum, and they had some kids that I think they had was foster care or adopted, or whatever the case was. But clearly you could see that woman couldn't be no help to any of those children because the woman was being beat down herself. By the time they got to those people, that woman was she was a shell of herself, I'm sure. She looked like a shell. Her face was all messed up. I don't even remember the woman speaking. She had been emotionally and mentally, she had been beat down emotionally and mentally. She couldn't do anything for herself, let alone those kids. And I believe one of the kids in their care died. That's what brought the authorities and brought the couple to the attention of the authorities. They locked them up. I can't even remember how many years, but they locked them up. And then you got that severe case called The Burning Bed, in which the actress Farrah Fawcett played in, and it was based on a true story. And the woman, Francine was her name, and she attempted to leave that man multiple times. Her own mother would tell her she need to go back to her husband. It's plenty of agencies out here now that offer support. You don't need to go back to an abusive man. You do not. You deserve better for yourself. So you do not need to go back to an abusive man. Her mother, Francine's mother, kept telling her she need to go back. And her husband's family, they would come over and support the husband and talk to her, talk to the wife so nice. At one point they got her to go back talking about he has started going to church. Okay, like that's a prerequisite for people not being abusive. It is not gonna help if the abuser does not want to help. Okay, that's what you have to understand. Abusive people are abusive. If he's not being abusive to you, he'll be abusive to the next person that come along. Okay, it's not it's a choice that you choose to stay in that abusive relationship. You do have a choice to get out of that type of relationship. So ultimately, for those who never saw the movie The Burning Bed, um she ended up becoming a killer. She wound up setting that man bed on fire in the house with the kids, put them in the car, and she wind up driving off. If you never watched that movie, The Burning Bed, you should watch it. Hopefully, it doesn't have to come to that. But a lot of women find themselves in deadly situations where they have to defend their lives. Okay. The man had beat that woman that night, and she was emotionally and mentally broke down too. She just couldn't take anymore, and she had the man locked up multiple times. They had let him out, and I guess she couldn't figure out how she was going to escape the man. Okay, because he would constantly come back. So you don't want to find yourself in that situation. You deserve the best out of this life. There's definitely someone out there that will love you for you. If you find yourself in a domestic violence situation, you should get out. There's no need to second think it. You should get out. Okay. You want to enjoy this life. They say we only live once. So if you're only going to live once, then you should have the best life possible and your children. So there it is, my spill on domestic violence. I hope this helps somebody today to free them. Let them know they deserve better. They don't have to stay. Just because you marry them don't mean you have to stay with them. God will forgive you. Okay, just like God should forgive him when he get himself together if he want forgiveness. Okay, God will forgive you for leaving because he know you deserve better. So thank you for listening again to Relationship Cake and Ice Cream.